What's good, family? Here with another video today, man. Listen, I ain't got my headphones, man, so it might be a lot of chatter in the background, but just bear with me. And if you're a real supporter, or even if you never see my face before and this is the first time you see him, just bear with me. But in this video, we're gonna talk about why God removed you to elevate you, right? Now, when we talk about life's purposes, and when we talk about growing, and we talk about prospering, you have to realize that there are certain things that you can do that other people just cannot do. There are certain things and certain beings of light that you will attract, right? That you can help uplift, that you can help inspire. But there will be certain people that will drag you down and only want you to suffocate, only want you to be what they want you to be, right? And at the end of the day, bro, you don't owe them an explanation. See, my biggest thing growing up, bro, was I always thought I needed to overcompensate. I thought I needed the approval. I thought I needed the love. I thought I needed all of these different things, right? It's kind of like you going to reach for the glass of water, but then you going to turn on the faucet and nothing's coming out. And what I mean by that is if you are the glass and you're seeking to get poured into, right, you're gonna fall short because you cannot depend on external sources, right? And this is why I talk about, right, having a relationship with God. And not only having a relationship with God, but knowing God, right? And knowing God in a stance where everybody's journey is not going to be your journey. Everybody's life is not going to be your life. Everybody's habits isn't going to be your habits, bro. And you have to get to a point in life where you're not only disciplined enough, but you love yourself too much to go back, right? We always talk about discipline. We always talk about restriction. And we always talk about all of these things that sound so gruesome, right? But let's talk about love for a second. And let's talk about why love is needed, not only for you to blossom, but for the things around you to blossom, right? For example, how can I put gas in my car if I'm not loving myself enough to make money? Now, you might be asking yourself, like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything, right? What I just said was, if we know that money is energy, right? And that means that anything that is correlative to you giving, to you serving, right? To you using your intellectual property to monetize itself, because it's your work. It's what's coming out of your mouth, right? Because everybody has a special gift, right? Now you can monetize yourself off of your physical labor, right? This will be called a 9-to-5, right? Or this could just be called you doing what you want to do, right? It doesn't necessarily have to have a title. But the whole point of what I just said was, if you're looking for the things that you need to operate at the best capacity, you have to pour into these things. You have to pour into yourself physically in order for your mental health to be good. This could be you going to the gym. This could be you praying. This could be you meditating. This could be you reading. This could be you literally getting off of social media for 90 days, right? And realizing the things that unfold when you're not wearing blinders, right? So long, bro, for so long. And if for the people that watch my channel, for the people that actually support me and realize what the fuck I'm about to say, you know what I'm about to say, bro. For so long, I looked at myself as just a teacher, just a vessel being used, right? And it was a part of my flesh that wanted the excellence. It wanted the money. It wanted the success and all that came with it, right? But then when I got it, I started realizing that I didn't want any of it. Now, God willing, I'm blessed to be able to make money, and I'm able to make music, and I'm able to change lives. But when it comes to my flesh, and when it comes to me living at my lowest level, right, off this backing of me doing dumb miscellaneous shit to feel something, right? Me lusting over women, right? Me justifying cruel actions, right? Because the thing when it comes to self-improvement is you automatically assume that we're not human, right? You automatically assume that the self-improvement YouTuber you're watching or the creator that you're watching didn't live a life like you lived, right? Or didn't have to experience life that you did, or isn't in the same universe that you're in, right? Because that's just false, right? I've made mistakes, and this is why I'm able to give my perspective. I've been through shit, and that's why I'm so fucking knowledgeable. I've literally been where you've been, why I'm able to speak on it verbatim. So when it comes to living life, and not only living it, but experiencing it, you're going to have to step back and appreciate your solitude, right? And appreciate your life and live life the way you want to live it means that you're going to sometimes have to cut off dead weight. You're going to sometimes have to not pick up the phone. You're going to sometimes have to look at the phone and watch it ring and be like, yo, this isn't the person that I need to answer the phone for. This isn't the person that I need to be speaking to, right? I'm in the gym right now. I'm working on myself, and I can't cut myself short so that you can blossom, right? If you're having conversations with people right now, and in those conversations, you're not getting anything in return, but you're giving overtime, that is your recognition, right? That is you realizing in that current moment that this person does not respect you or appreciate you, right? Because when it comes to you giving, when it comes to you receiving, right, you can only get as much as you're willing to receive. So if you're giving so much that you're not willing to receive anything, you won't get anything, right? And this is why when we talk about, right, taking breaks from social media, focusing on your diet, reading, and doing all of these things that we know we need to do for our elevation, right? Because it's simple. It's not rocket science. You know you shouldn't be eating that food, but you can choose to do it. You know you shouldn't be talking to that person. You choose to keep doing it. You know you shouldn't be in those environments. You choose to keep doing it, right? So for me, right, I had to realize that my heart, right, could sometimes lead me astray. But is my heart the problem, or is it my own justification of my actions the problem, right? So you have to realize that if you want to be 25, 30 years old, still going to clubs, still drinking, still sleeping with different women that you don't know, right? Breeding yourself into new experiences, right, that you don't want to be in, or you have no thought of the repercussions that could happen, right? Or you're stealing, you're robbing, you're lying, you're cheating, you're doing all of these things, right? And you're expecting the reciprocation of these actions not to catch up to you, right? This is the problem. Nobody on earth, live or dead, can outrun karma. I don't give a fuck who you think you are. I don't give a fuck what you think you are. I don't give a fuck what you believe in. Nobody can outrun their good, and nobody can outrun their bad, right? Now, there is something that people can become, which is a great person, and a great person isn't all good, and a great person isn't all bad. A great person is the perfect balance of duality, because in order to be great, you had to go through shit. In order to be great, you had to survive. In order to be great, you had to say no to certain things that people said yes to. And you had to be in those dark environments to see what the darkness really feels like. But you didn't have to stay there, right? So when it comes to you being a great person is able to tell somebody, no, I don't want to do that. A great person is able to say, I don't personally fuck with the decisions that you're making. And this isn't me saying I don't fuck with you, but this is me choosing me. You're hindering me from me being where I want to be and for me being who I am, so I have to cut you off, right? Now, this could be a family member. This could be a girlfriend. This could be whoever the fuck, right? You show appreciation not only for yourself, but for the person by letting them go, right? This was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life, right? Was just let certain people and let certain situations go, right? Like when it came to porn, when I used to watch porn, before I started doing YouTube, right? I would tell myself, I'm stopping. And it wasn't until I started making YouTube videos and I actually started watching those YouTube videos, and I'm like, holy shit, right? I'm being a hypocrite, right? Because if I'm saying that this isn't something that you should be doing, but then I go and do it,
what the fuck, what good is that doing, right? So I had to really sit with myself and analyze my actions to better suit the situation so that I could grow from it, right? Because a lot of times, right, we'll say, okay, this is okay. All right, this is family, right? Or this is the last. Fuck that. If the conversation ain't serving you, if the person ain't serving you, if the environment ain't serving you, I don't give a fuck if you was Jesus, nigga. I don't. I'm not picking up the phone, right? And what I mean by that is, if you're around people and you're placing them on certain pedestals, right? And you know these people are toxic, they're evil, they're manipulative, but you still associate yourself with these people because they're your dad or your mom or this or that. Nigga, that's on you. And if that shit is draining you, right? If you go around your family and it's draining, if you have a conversation and it's draining, if you going around an environment and it's draining, and you're looking for someone to blame, nigga, look in the fucking mirror. And I had to learn this shit. It took me 20 years to learn this shit. But it's not your fault, bro. It's you realizing that, okay, if I keep talking to this person, I'm gonna keep getting the same thing. I'm hoping for something to be different, but that's just not the case, right? Now, I don't have to bash them. I don't have to say this and that to them. I don't have to cuss. I don't have to get out of my element at all. I just remove my presence, right? And let this person realize that I no longer have access and they no longer have access to me. And that's simple as that. Sometimes you don't have to speak on shit. Sometimes you don't have to do all of this outlandish, emotional, ecstatic, like you don't got to do all of that goofy shit. Just remove yourself and focus on working on you, right? Stop telling everybody what you're doing and just do it. Let people see you pop up. Let people think about where you are, where you're going. Let people, right, imagine where you are going and let them see you going there. Because one thing I realized, bro, is when it comes to God and when it comes to the universe, when you're walking in your aligned purpose and when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, God is always going to cover you. Now, he will send people to you, have different trials and tribulations, but at the same time, he's not going to put anything on your plate that you can't defeat, that you can't overcome, that you can't walk through, right? And I'll say this shit again. God is never going to put you in a situation that you cannot learn something from, that you cannot gain something from, and that you cannot build from, right? Because once again, everything in this life that we are living is going to either one, test us or forge us, right? Now, many people take the easy way out, right? By staying the same, by doing the same thing, by eating the same thing, by being around the same people, and wonder why they never get to where they're trying to go. No matter how hard they're trying, no matter what they're doing, they keep expecting for things to change while doing the same thing. That's impossible and it's insanity, right? So for you watching this video right now, right, you have to tell yourself that in order for me to move forward, I gotta remove myself, right? In order for me to look at things from a different perspective, I have to look at things from a different perspective and not just say something and not actually do it, right? If I want to lose weight, if I want to get healthy, if I want something out of my life, all I got to do is just ask for it. Because manifestation is easy when you realize that the commandments that you must follow and the things that you must do, when you start doing those things, life gets very easy. And for the people that are on the alignment and on the frequency that are able to understand what I just said, you know exactly what I mean. When you are following your commandments and when you are on your purpose and on your path and you doing what you need to do, not for your cousin, not for your mom, not for your girlfriend, not for JoJo, for you, and you are pouring into that, you're gonna win every time. I swear on everything, you're going to win every time. And it's not because you're lucky. It's not because you're just that gifted. It's not because you're just that special. It's because you were following your commandments. And it's because you were doing what you needed to do, right? Once again, when you do what you're supposed to do, you get what you're supposed to get. When you don't do what you know you're supposed to do, that's when life starts teaching you. And until you get it right, you're gonna keep getting your fucking head tapped. You're gonna keep getting fucking problems, situations, people, and things that are showing you that you are doing the wrong thing. And until you do the right thing, you will now be punished for your own ignorance. So, once again, everybody that has watched this video, and if you're here with me at the 15-minute mark, I appreciate you. You now, in this current moment, have all the power, the potential, the insight that you need, bro. And while doing these different things, you have to realize that there are certain people that just cannot go with you. No matter how much you love them, no matter how much you've grown with them, no matter how much time you spent with them, when God says it's time for you to elevate, you can't get in the way of that. When God says it's time for you to elevate, no matter who is around you, no matter what's going on, no matter how you feel, the things that do not need to go with you are not going to go with you. And the things that are needed for your elevation are going to be there at all times. It's not going to be a coincidence. It's not going to be you falling short. It's going to be right on time. I promise you that. So for you watching this video right now, asking yourself, why do I feel as if I need to do this? Why do I feel as if I should keep going? Why do I feel as if I should keep putting in the time, right? Why do I feel as if I should keep putting in all this work? This was your reminder. This was your reminder to keep going. This is your reminder to stay consistent. This was your reminder to stay persistent. This was your reminder to stay prayed up. And last but not least, this is your reminder to never, ever give up on yourself. Because the moment you give up on yourself, everything, and I mean everything, stops. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Keep being the best version of yourself. And keep doing what you love. Keep being who you are. And continue to keep letting life bless you every single day. And continue to keep your eyes open and your ears open so that you can continue to keep learning in this thing we call life. I'm out.